I guess 3, 2, 1, go. Hello everyone. Welcome to the best Pokemon game there is in existence.
Best category?
Well, this is basically Pokemon Gold RNG with a cool glitch at the end. But this run is actually better than it sounds, trust me. Do you still check ID and see if you get the 1 in 64?
No, I won't go for that.
5366. Dude, I actually got close.
Was that nearly an F9?
That would have been like instant race over though.
No, because if you had the ID, I would have just reset and used the BGB trick.
Oh right, yeah. So we were talking about basically there are two routes for this, and the faster route requires a 1 in 64 chance to get a trainer ID. Though we have ways to manipulate it, so it's not that bad. But that route saves about 2 minutes over this route, though obviously in a marathon run, we can't really go for the 1 in 64. Poi could actually do it, because his ID manipulation is 100% accurate. Because he's on emulator, but I'm on console, and we don't have 100% accurate manip for console, so we decided to do this route still.
And you know what? I'm going to race with a female Totodile.
I saved before Toto 2. You don't save?
I just don't like saving for the starter.
Like, if I have 999, I have to reset. What if you get triple nines?
I run whatever stats I have.
You tell me your level 5s, though. Or don't you check?
No, I didn't check. I always check level 6 and do the strats accordingly.
See, I got 12, 12, 999. I'll reset that.
So we might explain a little bit of mechanics during the run, because not probably everyone is very interested in Pokemon runs in general.
Yep.
So basically, when you choose your starter, it has stats which are generated randomly, and you can check some stats threshold at some levels to know if your starter or any Pokemon you have in your party has a high DV value, which means the random value that is given to each stat of your poke, or if it's bad. So for example, if you choose Totodile at level 5 and you're checking your attack, you can have a range between 11 and 13 attack, 11 being quite garbage, and 13 being the perfect attack.
So Poi decided to skip checking the level 5 stats and just checking the level 6 stats. I do check level 5 since it's like a bit more accurate, but you can in theory run every stat combination, but you're gonna have a lot of trouble with really bad stats. So Poi, for example, got a female Totodile, which means that the attack DV, what he was talking about, is either 0 or 1, and that's on a scale from 0 to 15. So he already knows his attack is terrible. But yeah, attack is one of the stats that doesn't matter too much. Funnily enough, for the glitchless run of this game, having good attack and good special is the most important thing ever. Though for this run, having good defense and good speed is actually very helpful.
Yep. Did you took off the berry for the rival fight, or are you going the safest way?
Yeah, I always take the berry.
Okay.
Well, I got 2 encounters. Oh man.
Up to Mr. Pokemon?
Yeah.
Got 5.
So yeah, this is the first random element of Pokemon speedruns, is wild encounters. each wild encounter takes about 11 seconds in this game, so I got 2, which is incredibly good. Poi, however, got 5, which means he got 3 more, which means I already saved like half a minute on him. Though I had to reset for my Totodile once, so I'm still behind. But your pace, especially in this run, is a lot decided on early game encounters, if you get a lot or not that many. Obviously, this only applies to the early game, since general rule of thumb in Pokemon speedruns is the earliest you can buy repels, to avoid the random encounters. Hey, at least you got none on the way back.
Yeah, that was lucky.
Which I'll probably get 3, watch me get 3. I got 1. So we're picking
basically every step you just walk into the grass, there's a random number that is generated, and if this number fits the range of numbers that generate encounters, then you're just going to get an encounter. And this number is pretty low if you just look at how it's coded inside the game, but for whatever reason it seems like you have way more encounters generated that you should theoretically have.
So Poi and I are just doing Revel 1 now, which is a fight you can die on, but it is a very rare. Poi actually cannot die because he didn't take off the berry. I could die if I get a lot of critical hits, but it's very, very unlikely to die. Also, Chikorita turn 1 uses Growl very often. Not always, but very often. And in this game, status moves like Growl, used by the opponent, have a 25% chance to miss. So we both got that, actually. And that makes this fight go from 6 scratches to 4 scratches, so it's a lot faster to just get the Growl miss.
Yeah.
What were your level 6 stats?
12 attack, 14 defense, so my defense is good, but I have 10-11 special.
Okay. I have 13, 12, 10, 11, 11. So from those stats, Poi already knew his attack was bad. I have 13, which means my attack is average. He has 14 defense, and like I said, that matters a lot, so he has really good defense. I have 12, which means my defense is very bad. Special is the same on both of us, and then speed also the same. Or did you have 10 speed?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so I have better speed than him. Which could matter on the second to last fight, the second rival fight. If you have very bad speed, that fight is even worse than it already is. Well, we'll get to that later, because it's a very interesting fight. So as far as story goes, this is like basic Pokemon stuff. You have to walk somewhere, get something, go back to where you started, deliver that something, and then go back up to take a different route. And one of the reasons why this game is good is the guy that comes to you once you leave New Bogtown, and he asks you about catching tutorial, which is like a 1.5 minute long cutscene, which we obviously don't want to watch. In other games like Yellow, it's forced to watch, so one of the reasons why this game's good.
Yep.
We're also going to be using pretty much the same strats, with one exception, that is an extra trainer. That Poi is probably going to be fighting, and I won't.
Yeah, my stats are so terrible that I just can't bypass this extra trainer. Well, we have quite the same special, right?
Yep.
My god, that's the encounter rate.
Yeah, I don't get good encounters too. So the counterpart to this game, Crystal, also has an any percent category, but that category is way worse than this one, so we don't want to do that.
It's not very marathon safe.
Yep. So Poi got 1002 first trainer, which is like, you're on a decent-ish run if you get sub 10 first trainer, so that's how bad our encounter rate is right now. And we both got the good rival fight with Growl Miss, so that tells you something. Also, coming up after this first trainer here is one of 5 spinners in a run, which are basically trainers that spin around, and that doesn't sound intimidating, but it is. So obviously, you can dodge those trainers, but you walk one tile, they spin a full 360, so it's really hard to dodge them. We use a trick that is just pausing, which if you unpause before a spinner, it creates some lag frames. It gives you just a slightly better chance to pass the spinner, but we could still get unlucky, get hit by all 5. It's a possibility. I assume you got passed. I assume you got passed on.
Well, I just fight down on purpose because my attack is and my speed are bad.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's another strat. You can fight the spinner if your stats are really, really bad. It's just a lot safer.
Also, because I had 12 attack, I didn't 3-shot the Ratata on the previous fight. That was kind of bad.
So I got hit by Dawn, so I'll fight him as well. Not on purpose, but...
Yeah. So here I'm showing one of the reasons why we choose Totodile. I'm showing it slightly before Kylovic because I decided to fight the spinner on purpose. We're using a move that's called Rage, and Rage is absolutely an incredible move, especially for the early game, because basically what it does is you hit the Pokemon once, and from now on, if you keep using Rage, then the power of Rage will increase each time you receive damage. So you can just stack damages received from the opponents to make your Pokemon fight stronger, or to deal more damage.
Yep. So speaking of useful random encounters, what we can use in this grass coming up is a Bellsprout encounter. It's not necessary, but it would be very nice to get. Because we need either Machop or Bellsprout in the Pokédex for the glitch later on. So, seeing a Bellsprout here is very nice. You can also see a Bellsprout on Route 32, which is the route after Violet City. That's also very nice. If we don't get it there, we might decide to fight another spinner on purpose, which has a Machop, and that's where we get that cry. So Poi got through with 0 encounters, which is the second good alternative. It's better than getting something like Metapods or a Spinarak like I did. These are just useless encounters, once again.
Well, I got crit turn 1 from Sparrow, so it's not really a good thing.
Oh wow.
Well, that's not a problem. I have 1 more level in Godly Special. Godly Defense, sorry. So, even with 2 crits, I have a chance to survive.
Yeah, normally the Spear would actually completely destroy me, but because I also fought the spinner, my defense is now better than it's supposed to be, so it doesn't destroy me as much. But this Spear is very deadly. It does 6 damage on good defense and 8 damage on bad defense. And if you have bad defense and you get like crit once, you pretty much die. Since you really need all the other healing items for the rest of the gym, you can't really afford to use them during the fight. and this fight is just terrible. So in this game there's also something called low and high rolls. Basically, attacks have obviously a set amount of damage, which is calculated, and I just 3-shot the Spearow for some reason.
Oh, nice.
I think I got a high roll on turn 2 actually. But yeah, there's a set amount of damage calculated. But there are some low chances that the attack might do a few HP more or a few HP less damage. That's what we call low or high rolls. Obviously the worst thing that could happen is a high roll combined with a critical hit. Since the higher roll gets applied first, the critical hit multiplies that high roll by 2, so it does even more damage. And here, obviously my defense is terrible, so this Pidgey does a lot of damage to me. Which is why I healed before this fight, even though I got the 3-shot. Normally the Spear is a 4-shot, so it would have done 6 more damage. And if you do get that 3-shot, by whatever means possible, sometimes you can actually skip a heal during the gym. And that saves some time. But basically all of these little time saves, like skipping a heal, are all RNG based, so you can't really count on that. The current best known time, which is held by Poi with a 42:30, actually skipped a berry, which was pretty risky, but it completely paid out at the end. So some of those RNG risks can be really nice. So a lot of the run will be just as boring as this gym, pretty much. As Poi said, Rage just destroys everything in the early game.
Until Rival 2 happens.
Yes. then this game starts to get bad.
Like, that might be the part that can pretty much make Kylovic get a good, like, keep the pace. Because if this fight goes wrong, you have to reset, because we're going to save before this fight, since it's a high chance of dying. Even if you have perfect stats. So I could just, like, die twice and him pass the fight on his first try and be ahead of me.
Yep. The thing is, Poi's speed. If you have very bad speed, you could speed tie the Bayleaf that Rival 2 has, and that is really bad. You don't want that to happen. Since I had 10 speed, or 11 speed at level 6, and he had 10 speed at level 6, I already know that can't happen, because my speed is too good for that to happen. So story-wise, we have to go to the Pokemon Center to get an egg, otherwise we cannot pass. And we use that opportunity to heal at the Pokemon Center, which is not really for HP, but more for PP, since we used all of our Rage PP pretty much. And since it's so good, we want to get more of Rage, so still need that. And so Poi is on Route 32 now, which is, for runs of this game, one of the major reset points, especially for this route. We have to catch a Wooper and see the Bellsprout, which he got first encounter, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Bellsprout is 20% encounter, Wooper is 35, so it's not that bad. But a lot of gold 80% runners have the Rattata curse, which is get like 10 Rattatas in a row without seeing a Wooper or Bellsprout, and it sucks.
True.
So
here there's minor trick I use. Since I fought Dawn, I have extra experience. compared to not fighting the extra trainer. So I'm level 12 for the Zubat, and since my speed is absolutely garbage, I'm not in a speed tie with the Zubat, and I just outspeed. Which is another trick that you can use.
Yes, that Zubat is one of the first Pokemon that has Supersonic in this run, and you have one Bitter Berry, which heals Confusion, so you want to hold on to that berry for a long time, but if your RNG is bad, you can just lose the berry on that very first fight, and it sucks. Nothing you can do though.
Okay, I'm searching for Wooper right now. So just see how Kilovic will have a better pace than me in a few seconds.
So what we both actually do is pick up that hidden super potion. Technically you don't have to, but it makes the run a lot safer, like incredibly safe. So I lost the berry on the first fight. I'm actually known for my confusion luck being terrible, so I expected that. I mean, it's not too bad. It just wastes a lot of time later on if I do get confused again, which will happen. I'm calling it right now. But yeah, I still have to search for both encounters, and that's my second Rattata.
Well,
that's
I'm
what I
having
said.
4 Rattatas in a row right now.
Yep, that's what I said with the Rattata curse. It happens to every gold 90% runner, at least once in their life.
You knew it. You knew it.
No, I actually got a Zubat too. Oh.
Any time you do a race with Kylovic, you just get wrecked at some point.
Yep, that happens. So there's absolutely no way we can skip this. Wooper is required. Alright, I got Wooper.
No, are you kidding?
So this guy is required to beat the game. You can skip Bellsprout, like I said, you can just fight the spinner and be happy, but this guy is definitely required. And yeah,
I got the Marip at night. No.
D-Sum doesn't work in this game, sadly. So yeah, I was pretty much like half a minute behind the entire run, and now Poi and I are pretty much even, up to the point who gets the encounter next. I actually could just leave and fight the Machop hiker, but I also got Marie. I really don't want to because my defense is bad, and I might just risk dying on Anthony.
I guess the chat can just start counting the number of encounters I'm going through without finding the one I want. I went through each encounter slot, and I got a second Marie. My god.
Alright, one more encounter, and then... You have like 3 Bellsprouts, too.
Yes, it's insane.
This is so insane.
So yeah, people are wondering what's D-Sum. Well, basically, it's mostly known for Gen 1 games, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, where encountering certain Pokemon in certain patterns in the grass can lead you to know more exactly what timing you want to aim for to get your next encounter, to get the encounter you want. Like, for example, if you enter the grass at a certain point and you see a level 4 Rattata, with some knowledge that were found by the community, you can say that you have around 70% chance that if I have an encounter in 7 seconds, then it will be the encounter I need. But unfortunately, it doesn't work in Generation 2.
So yeah, I decided to skip Bellsprout all along, since I can just save before the spinner. If I die, I can reset. And yeah, now I'm like a minute ahead of Poi, and that's Route 32 for you.
But that's insane. That's just insane.
The thing is, Poi got the... Poi was searching for the 35% encounter like all the time, and he got the 20% encounter, which is Bellsprout, like 4 or 5 times. Which is completely insane.
Wow, my goodness.
Route 32 is just basically the worst thing in this run. On the newer route, it's not that bad. You have to catch a Bellsprout, but you don't have to see anything. And Bellsprout, you obviously have 2 chances for it, so it's not that bad in the new route. But since you can only get Wooper on Route 32, it's really shit. And countless runs have died to Route 32, so no worries.
Okay, so here I'm choosing to fight another optional that Kylovic didn't use. I'm basically fighting this Goldeen because, as you can see, he's struggling to kill some very tanky Geodudes. And the point of fighting this Goldeen is that if you gather some extra experience before this trainer, it actually gives you the level 13 before entering the next cave. And that means that you get your water move that you can use on the Geodudes, and the fights just become very, very quick to finish.
Almost forgot X attack.
Oh. Well, did you gather extra experience?
Well, I fought Dawn, so I actually got Water Gun for the last Geodude.
Okay.
Union Cave is also called Spinner Cave for a reason. There are 2 spinners inside and 1 spinner outside. It's really bad. And I actually got 1 encounter in the entire Union Cave, which is insane. The average encounter is like 4 or 3. And especially the first spinner in Union Cave, Daniel, is very deadly. If you only have Rage like I did. If Poi would have hit him, that would have been no big deal, because he has Water Gun, which just one-shots the Onix. But I would have had to fight that Onix with Rage, and I would have had a bad day, let's put it that way. So I'm leaving Union Cave, but I'm obviously not done, since I have to fight the Hiker now. I'm also going to heal up before this fight, since this guy has a Machop. And that Machop has Low Kick, which does a lot of damage. It's kind of like Spearow earlier. Does a lot of damage, especially on my defense, because it's bad. But we'll see. We talked about Crystal a lot in this run, and this is another Crystal thing. The Crystal early game is different from Gold, and you're a level shorter than this run. And if you hit this guy in Crystal, it's basically run over, since you do not even have Water Gun for this fight, which means you have to switch to a Slave to kill the Geodude, and then hope you don't take too much damage to kill the Machop, which also does a lot of damage to you. So it's a bad fighting Crystal. But in this game, it's not too bad, since Water Gun 3-shots the Machop.
So did you fight Anthony on purpose, or
Yep.
because you haven't seen a Bellsprout?
Exactly.
Okay.
Your
You can
strats.
catch him. Yeah,
Cool.
true. I told you, like, what, 3 days ago?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, I have to get credit
But
to
that's
Poi. Poi
That's
is actually...
very convenient. Well, it's not me. I think I asked for guidance too, because my first idea was to get an Abra to trade in Goldenrod City and have the Machop in your party. But then I remembered that you need a Drowsy for the trade in Gold. So it doesn't work. And he just told me to fight Anthony because he has a Machop, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Poi is actually a very crazy person. He actually did, like, extra research on marathon strats for this, and he told me that that is a thing, and I was like, no, that's not worth it, just search for Bellsprout. But as you can see, it helped me out a lot in this run. So I'm gonna just pussy save everywhere from now on, since my confusion luck is beyond this worldly bad. So I could die everywhere, pretty much. though what we both pick up behind the well is actually a full heal, so if I get confused I can heal it off once with that full heal. But that's gonna be it. Dude, I crit the first Rattata. Sick. Well, that's a good start.
I guess. So since I'm behind Kylovic, I will not save.
Yeah, the only way Poi is going to save is before Rival 2. And before the glitch.
True.
So the well is actually going very well for me since I got 2 extra spinners, Dawn and Anthony, both. Dawn wasn't on purpose, but Anthony was. So all that extra experience comes in very handy at this point in the game. On RTA runs, where you're going for 0 spinners, all these fights can be super trolly. Because your special is lower, and your speed is also lower if you have bad speed like Poi. Stop the pun. No, String, I won't. Alright, didn't get poisoned from Ekans, that's pretty good. I'm actually gonna pick up the super potion here, why not?
Well, you could, but you would lose time.
I can lose time, I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead. So yeah, the best thing you can do right here is escape rogue out of the well.
Yeah, that can happen.
Small tip, don't do that. It's bad.
Somebody did.
Oh, you rage Zubat? Why do you rage Zubat?
Because they have terrible attack and terrible special.
Oh right, you have bad attack too. I forgot. That's right.
Now I just have to go on with water again. Even though it
So
will
this
deal
is
less damage.
the fight I was very... Oh, I crit the first Zubat. What a joke.
Another 5-turn confusion.
This is the fight we're all worried about. This guy has 2 Zubats.
Yeah.
That's a lot of supersonic options. But I crit the first Zubat, which is very relieving. So without extra experience, that first Zubat is actually a 3-shot, not a 2-shot. So having extra experience for that Zubat alone is very good. And Poi just got my luck, basically. 5-turn confusion, you have to heal, like, in extra time. It's terrible.
I'm always bodied by confusion. What do you talk about?
No one gets bodied like me, dude. Wow, Fade, Supersonic is 55%. You don't even know. You don't even know. That's it. I got a really good well, actually. Surprising.
Well, that's something you don't want to see against the first Rattata here. It's because if you tail whip and you don't have the bitter berry, that means that you will take more damage hitting yourself in confusion, and so that's why you don't want to say tail whip turn 1.
Yep.
So I need to check my speed at level 16.
So for this double battle here, depending on if you have the bitter berry or not up to this point, it changes. Basically how this fight works, obviously there are no double battles in this game, but if you talk to the left twin first like I did, they will send out Spinnerack first, and if you talk to the right twin first, they will send out Ladybug first. And you want Ladybug first on with the better berry, since Ladybug has Supersonic. And you obviously don't want that if you don't have the berry, so... That's why I fight Spinnerack first, and Poi is also gonna do that, because he got wrecked by Confusion. You fight Paris though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so... In this gym you can go left or right. I am going right, just fighting this bug catcher. Poi is going to go left. I could not actually go left because my shopping would have been different. Because you need to buy some extra items. So this Caterpie used Tackle turn 1, which is really good. Normally it uses String Shot turn 1. This is similar to the Rival 1 fight. Basically, if it uses Tackle or misses String Shot, that's really good. If it hits String Shot, that's bad, since then you're slower than both Weedle and Caterpie, even on insane speed. Whatever. I probably didn't need to heal there, but I have enough super potions.
So this is also a good thing about taking the left path over the right path is because just before fighting the gym leader here, there's a spinner that we call, well, which is called Benny, which we consider to be the worst spinner in Pokemon Gold, just because if you take the right path, you have to dodge him twice.
Oh
and
no!
If you take the left path, you just have to dodge him once, which is a bit better.
Okay, so what just happened there is spinners in this game can actually get stuck. And... well, if they get stuck in a direction you don't have to go, that is really good. If they get stuck in a direction you want to go, that's really bad. So I pretty much had to wait there for him to get unstuck. So that I could pass him again. And the Bugsy fight... it's really simple. Oh no. You just use your X attack since you have it, and that pretty much makes this fight guaranteed, unless you get bodied by Metapod. What do you want to say?
Since I got poisoned from the two first trainer, I'm using Rage here, because basically this Paris is bad because he has two moves that modify your stages, Poison Powder and Sunspore. And if you enter the fight already being poisoned, it will just spam Scratch. So what you're doing, if that happens, if you're poisoned, you just enter there and rage during the fight. And that makes it pretty much consistent.
Yeah, that's also the reason why I cannot do that fight with my shopping, since I buy no Paralyze heals. So if you would end up using Stun Spore, there is no way I could recover from that. But Poi did a bit of extra shopping, so he actually bought the Paralyze heal. In case that he doesn't get poisoned on the first fight, and he would get paralyzed on the Paris fight, he could still heal that off. So we're actually evolving after this fight, works out fairly well. And that evolution is actually very necessary, because the next fight coming up is the one we've been talking about the entire run pretty much. As the second rival fight. And the thing that makes this fight even close to possible is the TM you get from Bugsy, which 3-shots the Bayleaf. You'd otherwise have to scratch that. And I have won against the Bayleaf once in my entire life by just using Scratch, because I forgot to teach Fury Cutter. It's extremely rare, and you don't want to try that out. But there's just a lot that can go wrong in this fight. So the Ghastly has Hypnosis, Spite, and Lick. In case he uses Lick, we actually picked up a Paralyzed Cure Berry. So, if he does use Lick and paralyzes us, that's not too bad. Hypnosis is terrible if it hits. Just wastes a ton of time. And Spite is the best move by far, since it does nothing pretty much. There's only one fight after this one, so if you lose PP, you don't care. And then Bayleaf comes out, and Bayleaf has Growl, Poison Powder, Razor Leaf, and Reflect. And Razor Leaf pretty much has a 1 in 4 chance to crit, which is a lot. And we both have bad specials, so a critical hit is gonna do a sick ton of damage. So you don't want to see that. And Fury Cutter can also miss, since it's only 95% accurate. So you don't want that to happen either. Again, this is the weird AI that they will use a status move on turn 1 preferred. So you're less likely to see Razor Leaf turn 1. Yeah, I got Reflect, which is really good. And then Razor Leaf turn 2, which didn't critical, that's good. And I didn't miss Fury Cutter. So that's pretty much a one fight for me. Since I have the full heal, all that Zubat can really do is confuse you. But again, I have the full heal. So there is Supersonic. So I could switch out, or I could just use my full heal and heal it off. So nothing really happening in this fight. So that was pretty much the perfect fight. I got Reflect, I got Hypnosis Miss, Razor Leaf didn't crit, not much more you can ask for. I hope Poi gets a similar fight and doesn't get wrecked.
I guess I won't, because my speed is 0.
Oh, you get outspeed.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
shit.
think it's not a matter of RNG, right? Growl
Yep.
turn 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have 10 speed at level 6, that means your speed DV is 0 to 6. And if your speed DV is 0, the Bayleaf actually outspeeds you completely. On 1 DV, you speed tie with Bayleaf, and on 2 DV plus, you outspeed. So it's actually very likely that you're still going to outspeed it, but Poi got so unlucky that he was in a speed tie or got outsped. So that is super unlucky, but he still won the fight with no problems. That's really good. So that's pretty lucky that we both didn't get bodied there. Revel 2 can be a very big wall in races.
Well, we knew because our pace is bad.
Yeah. This game has a special code for those who don't know. If you're on good pace, you either get no Wooper or you die to Rival 2. It's just programmed into the game.
The programmers knew.
Yeah. So again, this is the general Pokemon speedrunning rule of thumb. We bought repels for this place, because we could. What did you want to say again? I'm so sorry, don't want to stop you.
No, I was just coughing.
Oh, okay. So this is another route difference here. At the end of the forest, we pick up an extra TM, which is 12 Sweet Scent. That's not needed in the new route, which saves about 2 minutes on this route, which requires the trainer ID, but in this route it is needed, so we just have to get it. So there is actually a 6th spinner down there, but because of that sign, we can just pass that spinner to the left without even worrying about him hitting us. And now we're in Goldenrod, which is where the magic happens. We won't be leaving Goldenrod. Well, we will be leaving Goldenrod, but not in the way you would think we will. So first we gotta do some shopping. Because we're already here, so I gotta do some shopping. Gonna stock up on X items. This is, wait, how many? Alright, so... I mean, this is just general Pokemon speedrunning stuff. Buy a lot of X items, right? You use those in fights to speed them up. Nothing too fancy.
Oh, wow. I forgot to repel.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's an Abra. Neat.
Wow. That's insane.
10%.
Alright, so here we actually do get our last party Pokemon, which is the worst Pokemon in the speedrun. It's Kenya, the Spearow. And Kenya can actually kill the run. It can't kill this run because we save, but Kenya is by far the #1 run killer. We'll explain that later though, when we get to the glitch. So this is the fight where I will use all my X items. I want to speed this fight up, some dirty slowpokes, so just gotta use all these X items here.
I should have thrown the ball at Abra. I should have.
Yo, Fama. Oh, I actually need to heal. I totally forgot.
And it looks like we got an $11 donation from Famarock that
Sick.
says, "Take my money, please." So, thanks Famarock for that donation.
Sick. Thank you, Fama.
Thank you.
I think he actually just came from a red race, I believe. At
Yeah,
least there
true.
was a big red race going on.
Slowpoke, just growl a bit, please. Thank you.
Alright, so what we're doing here...
I love how in sync you guys are. You're both at like fighting the exact same Slowpoke. At the same- It's amazing.
Yeah, this race is actually pretty close.
So to know the one who is in front of the other, you just look at the number
Of
next
X
to
items.
the X special or X speed, and the one which has the lowest number is in front of the other.
Yep.
Basically it.
Alright, so we do this fight for two reasons. First, using all those X items raises happiness, which we need to get a TM, which is very crucial for the glitch. Second, to get the coin case, which is the most broken item in this game. It's the coin case. You wouldn't expect that, but it is the coin case. So basically, what's going to happen in a few seconds, we're gonna get return, which you can only get by having your Pokemon at a certain happiness. And our Crocodile is very happy, has been with us through thick and thin so far. So gotta get that return, and then we're going to write some box names. And to keep it short, those box names are arbitrary code. And then after that we will do a bit of setup, and the coin case will execute that arbitrary code. So if you're familiar with the term ACE, or arbitrary code execution, that's gonna happen right now. But there's one thing with Kenya. Kenya can still ruin everything, so no worries.
Okay, I just died against the Slowpoke, by the way. Nearly died.
Oh, almost did box 1.
For some reason, it seems like if you have quiet bad special, even with +6 special X specials, you don't one-shot the Slowpoke with Water Gun. One of them survived at 1 HP. Okay, finally getting return, but it's very improbable that I win the race right now. I just need Kenya to not cooperate with Kylovic.
Yep, basically.
Okay, time for menuing.
This is also where Poi will actually catch up, because he's very good at box renaming, and I'm not. Alright, so that's box names, and now here's the setup. We want to walk to an exact tile, teach return to the Wooper, give him sweet scent, switch the two pokes, and switch some moves. And all that just basically says the coin case should execute the code that I just wrote in the boxes. And if the game crashes in a second here, it's all Kenya's fault. Alright, time is coming up.
Okay, just tell me when.
Yep, few seconds. And time.
Congrats!
What does it look like on the screen?
The time?
Oh,
Thank you, Poi. So yeah, I just won this race because I got better RNG. That's how this game works.
Crashed!
oh no.
Oh my god.
So is a crash run over, or can you come back to a save close by?
No, we saved before executing the coin case, so basically what happened there is we've been using the term DV a lot this run, and this glitch checks for Kenya's DVs, and that's why I said Kenya can ruin the run. Poi basically got unlucky by getting bad DVs on Kenya. So what he has to do now is, instead of putting Kenya on slot 3, he has to put Croconaw on slot 3. And then the glitch checks for Croconaw's DVs. And the game maybe crash again. It's not said that the game will just not crash now. Hopefully it won't crash.
So it's possible to just have all your Pokemon's DVs bad?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a possibility. It's a 0.03% chance though. He still has the egg to go. If the egg doesn't go...
Did it crash again?
0.03%, guys! Marathon!
This is marathon luck right here.
Marathon!
So yeah, this is basically a 0.03% chance that all of your pokes fail. I don't think if Poi wants to continue, but if you would want continue, what he would have to do now is go to the route below Goldenrod, and then catch like any random Pokemon, such as that Abra that he saw earlier, or a Drowsy, and then try it with that again. But very unlucky that that happens. Oh wow.
So are you
Okay,
are
we're
you
going to
continue
use
or
a
just-
backstrat and then I'm just going to stop. So there's still a backstrat since I have both less excitants.
Yeah, Reezy, it's a 0.03% that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, you even did the long box 8. I didn't even do that one. But yeah, that's Pokemon Go any percent. So I can actually show off this glitch here. You can see
Yeah,
I'm
I don't have
I'm
it now.
invisible, and each time the screen fades out right here, that's when I get a random encounter. The arbitrary code execution basically just all my Pokemon are dead. Like I just have dead Pokemon with me, and Poi knows that a bit better, I think. But this game has a special code clause which says if all your Pokemon are fainted, each battle you encounter, like wild encounter or trainer battle, is instantly won. So I did a wrong warp from the Pokemon Center to Mount Silver, and then just basically talked to Red. And since I have all my Pokemon faint, the battle with Red is instantly over. So that's how this works. It's really fun. As you can see, Poi is having a lot of fun right now.
I'm trying to save the race.
You can still get underestimate though. It's not impossible.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Dude, Drowsy survived that cut. What a guy.
I have 0 to 1 DV attack, remember?
Oh right, the female too. The female. Oh man. Haha. Yeah, that is super unlucky. I actually had that once in my entire life before, not in a marathon run, but just once ever, the 0.03%. It is just insane when that happens. So now he's going to deposit egg, because you need 4 Pokemon, and the glitch just checks for 3rd and 4th Pokemon in the party. So he's going to put Drowsy in 3rd, Wooper has to always be in 4th, and now he's going to try again. Hopefully this works now.
Believe, guys, believe we can do it.
Get that hype, dude. This is insane.
If this doesn't work, what do you think the chance on that is? Like 0.000?
It didn't work.
Or something?
It didn't work. Yeah, I have no idea about that chance. I have no idea. But that's incredible.
It's so low that it's just...
That's probably like uncountable low.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to calculate that, Poi tried 4 Pokemon for their DVs, and all 4 Pokemon had DV combinations that made the glitch not work. That's basically what happened. The chance to get the glitch working with Kenya in 3, like I did, first try, it's about 60%, and like 40% to not get it, so it's actually not that bad to get it first try. Then to get it second try, it's even better, the chance, and not working with 4 Pokemon is, it's really shit.
It's just incredible.
But
this race is still gonna be better than Yellow, the Yellow race, because this game is better than Yellow. Shots fired.
But yeah, when
Poise is gonna try to do the
we can
alternate.
switch over to Yellow.
Can I give
But
some
yeah,
shoutouts real quick?
Yes.
If you want to learn this game, go to www.wiki.speedruns.com. So wiki.pokemonspeedruns.com, and then go to the Pokemon Gold Silver page. It's really good if you want to learn this. Yeah. This is just RNG. This is the world record holder for this game, and it has happened to him too. So no one is safe.
If it messes up this time, then I think we're just gonna have to.
Yeah, there's no way Poi can recover. That's
no,
just
there's no way. Like,
that's just
dead, actually.
super bullshit.
Okay. So
Well.
can we switch over to Pokemon Yellow now?
Yep. Thanks for the race, though.
Yeah, thank you everyone for the organization, and thank you everyone who donated and who will just donate.
And since